Hello, Cherries, and welcome to Live Cherry Sunday, episode 75. And happy Mother's Day to all of you beautiful mothers out there and rock and roll mamas, like my mother. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you how to play the Mixolydian Hybrid Blues Scale. And it's a super scale for major blues playing. I don't mean major like majorly, but major key wise. And major league blues playing. So I'm going to go ahead and put timestamps in here so you can get right to the lesson. But right now I want to say hello to Kelly in the audience, in the chat right here, because she is a mother. And happy Mother's Day, Kelly. And here's some applause for you. Celebrating Mother's Day. So we have a great lesson today. I'm really, really excited about this because I play this all the time, and it's it's kind of a made-up name. It's the Mixolydian Hybrid Blues Scale, and it's really awesome. I'll give you a little taste of what it sounds like here. Let me know if you could hear me out there. You hear everything all right there, Kelly? Tom G, hello. Got all the gardening done, ready to play afternoon. Awesome. Well, get your guitars ready, and I don't know if you're caffeinated or I don't know what you're drinking today. You might be doing some shots. I don't know. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in Brooklyn, New York, on the East Coast here, Eastern Time. So good to see you. And I love you, David. I just love your avatar there, your icon. That is really cool. Either that's a picture of me or it's Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine. So I know Kelly's caffeinated. And if she's not, better get to work. It's a beautiful Sunday here. We're playing guitar. We're getting ready for Mother's Day. We're celebrating Mother's Day. And I have to call my mom. Going to visit her next month. And I'm looking forward to that, to seeing her. So, all right. So without any further ado, we'll get to the lesson here. We're playing the Mixolydian Hybrid Blues Scale, which is something that I play all the time. And it's really, really easy. That's the best part about it, is that it's easy. Let me show you, I'm going to scare you right now for a second. I'm going to show you, this is what it looks like. If you're looking at your guitar neck, looking down on it, that's basically the way that it is. If you see this A right here, I'll try to find that right there, that A. That's this note right here, going up. So, but we're going to simplify this. We're not going to start with this. I just wanted to show you. Basically, all it is this pentatonic scale that we all know and love, which is this. Beer, the only way to deal with the garden work. So I didn't know you have a green thumb there, Tom. Very cool. So, all right. So, minor pentatonic scale. It's real simple. Everyone knows this one right here, right? We're going to start with this because basically all we have here is the root note, C, the 4. Basically you're going to play this over a comp. It's kind of an A7 chord. However you play the A7 chord. Right? It's a major chord. But here's a minor scale here. Okay, so you could play this over it, which I'm sure you already know that. So, you have your root, your minor third, your fourth, fifth, a seventh, and root. It's 5 notes. Penta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tom says, is this scale only played on the 1 in the progression? No. You could actually play this through the whole progression, which I haven't even played the progression yet. We're still on the 1 chord. But you could play this basically through the whole 1, 4, and 5. That's a lot of fun because you don't have to really think too much, but I'm going to get to that, and I'm going to show you a little trick that you could play this 1 chord, this 1 scale through all the chords, or you could move it around and change it up a little bit. But this scale is going to grow a little bit so that you could play the 1 scale over all 3. It might be a little bit smoother. So you have, it's always good to just remember the intervals that you're playing. Not as much the names of the notes, because it's almost like who even cares what the names. But you should know that too. But really it's more about you have the minor third, the fourth, the fifth, the seventh, and you're back to the root again. Right? Okay. So, it's a very cool scale because it's very simple. You could take this minor third and bend it up a little bit. So here's a major chord, right? Because you're vamping over a C over an A7. So you have the major third, but the pentatonic minor scale has a minor third. So how does that work? Well, they kind of rub against each other. That's what makes it bluesy sounding. But you could take this minor third and bend it up a little. See, I'm bending up the minor to the major third. But you really don't even have to bend it that far. What we want to do is more of a micro bend, which is kind of like halfway. It's like a flat. It sounds very bluesy. Just like that, right? You don't want to go, it's not as cool sounding. I mean, you could, it's just a different sound. So that's what's really cool about this. So you have all the thirds, the fifth, you have the seventh, and then the micro bend third. You don't even have to micro bend it. Because really, technically, if you play this A7 chord, this could be a minor third or it could be a sharp 9. If you're thinking jazzy, baby. Which happens all the time in jazz, which I'm not really a jazz player, but you could play that, Right? Okay. Just adding mixing those 2 notes together, the minor third, and the major third. So hopefully you're enjoying that so far. And, if you're enjoying this video so far, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Now check this out. We're going to go one step further. We're going to add 1 note, just 1 note to go with our beer here. And, basically what that note is a flat 5 note. So we have the first, which is the root. We have the minor third. We have the fourth. Here's a flat 5. And the 5. So now this scale has 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just added the flat 5. That's the blues note. And once again, up the octave. And we all know this note right here. That's what gives us that blues, like, right? So I'm just playing the pentatonic scale. I'm adding that 5th. Flat 5. 4th. So you have a little chromatic thing here. So now you're just spicing up the pentatonic scale. A little chromatic. Okay. So you with me so far? David Belcher, Tom G, Kelly. All right, so we got that so far. Now, it's really going to get interesting now after we showcase our Jerry Cherry mug. Now, one step beyond. We're going to go to the Mixolydian scale here. In this scale right here, this is really the shell of the chord, because you're playing an A7 chord, right? And the A7 is no more than just the root, 7th, and the 3rd. This Mixolydian scale basically covers all those notes. Sounds like this. See, it's major. That's where you're going to get the shell of the sound of the A7 chord. And this works in any key too. It could be any chord, any major chord, right? With a dominant chord like this. So basically you have the roots. You have a second. That's what's different now. We have a major second note here. We have the major third, which is different. We have the fourth, which we had in all the chords so far. We have the fifth, which we had in all the chords. Now we have a major sixth, which is new, which is really great. We have the seventh and the root again. Now back to the octave, you're up doing the same thing. Second, major third, fourth, fifth, major sixth, dominant seventh, octave. You can play up the notes too. Up there too. So this is really the scale that this whole hybrid blues thing is based around, because we're going to mix this scale. I mean, and you know what it sounds like when you're playing it. You're emphasizing the 7th and the 3rd. That's really the sound. It's kind of like a bluesy, happier blues sound. It's one of my favorite riffs that I love to do right here. Because I'm bending up the third, major third to the fourth, into the dominant 7th. That's really the sound of this scale. Because it's not a major scale, it's got a flat 7. And down an octave. Down an octave. I played the same riff in 3 octaves. Okay, so that's the sound of that. That's how we get to this final scale, which is the hybrid scale, which has, all this is it has all the notes. It has the pentatonic scale, the blues scale, and the Mixolydian. You can play all the notes. And of course, you don't have to play them all at once. You want to just kind of slowly incorporate all the notes in there. 1 at a time, 2 at a time, 3 at a time. You know, there's so many of them, and you just want to choose them and, you know, try to be tasteful with them. So hopefully you're enjoying this. If you are, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and all like groovy stuff. So I'm having a good time. You having a good time? If you are, let me know. And let me know what blues scales you like to use in your rock or blues playing, whether it's pentatonic or Mixolydian, all this stuff. Let me know. And let me know in the comment section. So let's check this out. Let's play some of the hybrid blues scale here. What we got? Let's dissect this first a little bit. So you have the root note, you have the second, which is part of the Mixolydian scale. You have the minor third, which is part of the pentatonic scale. You have the major third, which is part of the Mixolydian. You have the fourth, which is part of all of them. You have the flat 5, which is part of the blues scale. The fifth, which is part of all the scales. Major 6th, which is part of the Mixolydian. 7th, which is part of all the scales. Back to the root. Back up an octave again. Second, minor third, major third, fourth, fifth. Look at this, a chromatic line of 5 notes. fifth, major sixth, seventh, thumb seventh, and back to the root. Hello, Daredevil. So good to see you. Thanks for coming out and hanging out and rocking out with us. Give me a round of applause. Playing some guitar. We're playing a heavy-duty scale right here. You know, it's a real simple. It looks complicated. There's a lot of notes, but it's really easy, and it's a lot of fun. So, you know, what we can do is be real simple here, and watch this. Oh, there's Daredevil right there. And we could take the pentatonic scale and just add one extra note to it. We all know this one, right? We're going to add the major third to it because this scale has just the minor. So let's add the major third. Right there, we can land on that major. Because the chord is a major chord. Right? So, if you just know the minor pentatonic scale, most blues progressions are going to be an A7. So why not land on the third, like the. So many riffs are like. You want to add one more note to this pentatonic scale, add the sixth, which is part of the Mixolydian. So I'm slowly adding the Mixolydian notes into this minor blues, as you can see. I added the third. That's part of the Mixolydian scale. And now I'm adding the sixth. Right? Let's add that sixth note to the pentatonic scale. David Belcher, another Steelers fan. No wonder I like hanging out here. Of course. Did you watch any of the Rangers-Penguins game last night? I'm slowly turning into a hockey fan now. That was such an exciting game. Oh my goodness. So check this out. I'll add the fourth. Not the fourth, the sixth right here to my minor pentatonic scale. So it sounds pretty happy in a blues sense. You could bend it up to the seventh. That's such a rock and roll sound right there. Right? So that's a really nice element you could easily add to the simple. Okay, so what else could we add to it? The flat five note. So now you have a blues scale. Now if you add all the notes together, you have the hybrid, Mixolydian Hybrid Blues Scale. So yeah, Kelly's a Giants fan. You are still allowed. You know, I met Jer, and I'm not sure. No, David wasn't on the Behind the Steel Curtain podcast and YouTube channel, and so it's all Steelers all the time. And I don't really talk too much about Steelers because I don't want to lose anybody who might not be who might hate the Steelers. But I am a Steelers fan. I'll always admit that because I am all my life. And but we're all welcome. Giant fans, Cleveland fans, Baltimore fans, everyone, Cincinnati. I just named our division. But it's all good. I'm very excited for football season coming back. So, yeah. That's cool. Now, back to another question that I think Tom had. Is this scale okay over all four? Well, I'll tell you what. I have a little progression here. It's just an A blues, and we'll try it. We'll try this same scale over all 3 chords. First pass, I'll do just the minor pentatonic. The second pass, I'll do the minor with the blues scale. And then the fourth, I'll do the hybrid. And I'm just going to do A pentatonic, A minor pentatonic, A blues scale, and A hybrid over all of them. Let's see what it sounds like. Just keep it real simple. A pentatonic. Microbend. I mean, you can analyze it a little bit. Over the 1, you could play the root. And I'm thinking, you could bend the 3rd up. But when you go to this 4 chord, this minor 3rd of A is the 7th, so I'm not really bending that too much. I could even play the 5th. Same scale. Now play the blues scale. Now play the hybrid scale. All right. So at the very end, I cheated a little bit. I went off and I played a hybrid scale over the other 2 chords. Because you could do that. Once you know this scale here, which is the hybrid scale, you can play the same thing. Not this one. Where is it? Where's the hybrid scale? Right here. You could play, once you go to the 4 chord, do the same thing over D. And when you go to E, play it over E. You know. You know, and the cool thing is you could play it all in one area. So if I'm on the A, when I get to D, I'm right here, I'm on D already. And I'm already here on A. And look, I'm on E, in the E position. D to A. I tend to play a lot of country rock and southern rock, so I'm usually playing major and minor pentatonic blues scale. Yep, and I haven't even touched on the pentatonic scale, the major pentatonic, which is because the Mixolydian is the same thing as the minor, is the major pentatonic, only but it has the extra note in it. You know, actually it has 2 extra notes in it. It has the 6th, and it has the 7th note, and the 4th. But I would definitely try to, incorporate the Mixolydian. This whole scale works really great. And it's really cool because you could play the same scale in all 3 places right there, and it works. You can find the notes that really work the best. I know that when you get to the 4 chord, playing a straight D minor pentatonic never really sounds that good over it. Or over the 5 chord, if you were to play the more like a major chord over this. All right. So let's take one more pass at this. All right. So that's a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for hanging out with me. And live, Jerry Cherry, Sunday episode 75. We're getting up there. And so yeah, take this and make some great music, play some blues, play some rock and roll, have some fun with it, and all that good stuff. And let me know, what scales you like to play. I know that Dave likes to play the country rock and southern rock, playing the major and minor pentatonic scales, which is really cool. And that is awesome. David Belcher. Give you a round of applause. Playing some country rock. Kelly is enjoying this. And thanks for spending some of Mother's Day here with me today. That was very cool of you. So let's see. I guess just to wrap it up, check out jerrycherry.com. Join my email list because I have some big news coming up soon. Very excited about, and you could be the first one to hear about it. So if you're not on my mailing list, please do that because that way we could be in touch forever, and that's really cool. It's really easy through email. So, yep. And if you don't know this, I go live on Facebook every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Jerry Cherry, Facebook/Jerry Cherry. And so does Kelly. Kelly does a live every Tuesday and Thursday, and she's a great singer. She tells stories, bedtime stories and lullabies, and it's really awesome. That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 o'clock Eastern Time at Kelly's Music Corner. So check her out. She is amazing. And she also plays with her dad, who's a guitar player, who goes live on Fridays at 7:15 at Kelly's Music Corner. So he's awesome. His name's Fortune. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm glad that you hung out with me today. Hopefully you got some use out of all this stuff. And I know that I did. Love playing with you guys on Sunday. Thank you, David. Another great lesson. All right. Well, that's what I look forward to doing every Sunday. So if you have any ideas, too, as far as lessons and theory and scales, whatever, let me know. We'll do it next week. All right. Thanks, Tom. Great lesson. Thank you for everything, Tom and Dave and Kelly. You guys are awesome. Brian Brown, good to see you. Give you a little round of applause. So we're wrapping it up here, Brian. But I'm glad to see you. We played some awesome blues today. All right. Love you guys. Have a great week. I'll see you on Thursday. Enjoy. Remember, be cool. Be kind. It's Mother's Day. Call your mother. And be cherry. Rock on, guys. Enjoy. Ooh. Ciao, y'all. Peace.